There are probably somewhere around 50,000 Chinese intelligence collectors in the United States today. It may not be in 5 years, but it could be in 10, 15, 20 years. China has been extraordinarily successful in the political neutralization of large segments of the American business community. And they have done in this political neutralization effort what the Kremlin could only dream about doing in its wildest dreams. And the way you do this is through military blackmail. It's by owning everybody, by corrupting everybody, buying up our businesses, luring American businesses with the prospect of selling a single widget to a billion Chinese, which of course nobody is able to do because China restricts access to its huge market. And it has enabled a lot of, by bringing in people from the countryside who are willing to work for very low wages to offer American businesses very cheap labor costs so that they can manufacture things in China for resale in our own market. And we have given them so-called most favored nation status, otherwise known as permanent normal trade relations status, which I think was the biggest strategic mistake made by an earlier U.S. government. China has been engaged in the single biggest military buildup on the face of the earth for the past 2 decades. And yet we hear lies in the media and from the so-called experts that the American defense budget is bigger than the defense budgets of the next 10 countries combined. This is a complete falsehood, complete disinformation. Is the building of islands in the South China Sea and their militarization not a defense expenditure? What about the underground Great Wall? The underground Great Wall is a collection of tunnels through which you can drive a truck, behind which is dragged a road mobile ICBM launcher, intercontinental ballistic missile launcher with nuclear weapons, and the Chinese communists are concealing their nuclear arsenal in this collection of tunnels. Well, how big is this collection of tunnels? The best estimate is that it is something like 3,000 miles. Now, this is shocking to anybody who hears this. Now, maybe that's a gross error. Maybe it's 1,000 miles. Maybe it's 500 miles. Whatever it is, it's a major defense expenditure. And the Chinese have developed hypersonic missiles. They've developed anti-satellite missiles. They've been conducting laser attacks on American pilots in the East China Sea. They have conducted laser attacks against our satellites in 2007. They are building a blue water navy. They have developed a neutron bomb. I can go one weapon system after another. And so, well, President Trump has decided it's time for us to stop, to wake up from our long slumbers, and that the national defense posture of the United States is not simply a matter of counterterrorism, it's we have to deal with potential peer competitors. I think that that President Trump has very good instincts about these matters. President Obama gave 10-year visas to 4 million Chinese. Okay, well, who's coming over here from China? Well, not everybody is a Communist Party member. Not everybody belongs to the one or another of the many Chinese intelligence services or military services. But the Chinese have plenty of their agents here. There are probably somewhere around 50,000 Chinese intelligence collectors in the United States today. The new FBI director has publicly talked about the totally inappropriate influence of the Confucius Institutes in American universities. The Confucius Institutes are completely at odds with American concepts of academic freedom. These are propaganda centers disguised as centers for the study of Chinese language and culture. They are controlled by Chinese communist agents. Everything that happens under their auspices is subject to Chinese communist speech codes, and there is no reciprocity in China with them. There are 20 American cultural centers in China, and the United States does not fully control them. This regime has not changed in any fundamental way. And it still runs the Laogai. It uses the ideology as the instrument of enforced conformity, of thought control, of speech control, of behavior control. It uses intimidation, not only of its own citizens, but of people abroad. This president, President Trump, whatever you think of him, has told more truth than his predecessors about Chinese theft of American intellectual property, industrial secrets and defense secrets, cyber theft, industrial espionage, and so on. He's told the truth about this, and people are beginning to become conscious of this.